This is not a love story with a happy ending. This is a story of promises that slowly became goodbye. Hello, everyone. My name is Lily. This is not just a love story. This is the story of how love feels when it is pure and how it hurts when it slowly disappears. I met Ethan on an ordinary afternoon, no music, no dramatic moment. Just two strangers standing in the same place, waiting for time to pass. He smiled at me. It was a simple smile, but it felt warm. I didn't know then that this smile would become my comfort and later my pain. We started talking, small talks first, names, hobbies, dreams. Ethan was calm. He listened more than he spoke. And when he spoke, his words felt honest. Days passed, then weeks. Talking to him became easy, too easy. I started waiting for his messages. My mornings felt incomplete without his good morning. My nights felt empty without his good night. Slowly, without realizing it, he became my habit. There was a small cafe near my house, a quiet bench we used to sit on. Same place, same silence. Back then, his messages never stopped coming. One evening, he looked at me and said, "Lily, I think I'm falling for you." I didn't answer immediately, not because I didn't feel the same, but because I was scared, scared of love, scared of promises. But love doesn't ask permission. So I smiled and said, "I think I already fell." That day we became us. Our love was simple, no big gifts, no perfect dates, just long walks, quiet talks, and laughter that came from nowhere. We shared dreams. I told him about my fears. He told me about his past. He promised me things that felt beautiful. "I'll never leave you. You're my forever. No matter what happens, I'll stay." I believed every word because when someone looks into your eyes and promises you forever, you don't think about endings. You only think about holding on. Time moved on. Life became busy. Responsibilities grew. At first, nothing changed. But slowly, something did. His replies took longer. Sometimes I would stare at my phone, refreshing the screen again and again, telling myself he'll reply any second. One day I sent him a long message. Everything I was feeling, everything I was afraid to say. He replied with just one word. Hmm. That's when my heart felt something break. Our calls became shorter. His voice felt distant, even when he said he was fine. He said he was tired. He said he was busy. I understood. Or at least, I tried to. But love feels distance before the mind accepts it. I felt lonely, even when he was still there. At night, I would read our old chats, scrolling back to the days when I didn't have to beg for his time. I kept searching for the moment where I stopped being enough. I started changing myself slowly, talking less, expecting less, smiling even when it hurt, hoping he would stay. I started asking myself questions I was afraid to answer. Did I do something wrong? Am I asking for too much? Am I still important to him? I never wanted to be a burden, so I stayed silent. And silence slowly started hurting more than words. One night, while holding my phone with shaking hands, I asked him softly, "Ethan, are we okay?" He paused. That pause scared me more than any argument ever could. In that silence my heart already knew. He said, "I don't know, Lily." Those three words broke something inside me. I don't know. Not yes, not no, just uncertainty. From that day, things were never the same. He stopped saying, "I love you" first. I stopped asking questions. We were together, but not really. There was one evening I remember clearly. We were sitting quietly, no fights, no anger, just an uncomfortable silence. I tried to talk. He nodded, but his mind was somewhere else. For the first time, I felt like I was talking to someone who was already halfway gone. That's when I realized something painful. I was still choosing him every day, but he was slowly letting go, and love should never feel like begging. So I asked the question I was afraid of. Do you still love me? He looked away, and I knew the answer even before he spoke. I care about you, Lily, but I don't feel the same anymore. That was the moment promises turned into memories. All his words came rushing back to me. I'll never leave you. You're my forever, I whispered. You said you'd stay. He replied quietly, I meant them when I said them. There was no shouting, no blaming, just tears and truth. Sometimes love doesn't end because of hate. It ends because feelings change, and that hurts the most. We decided to say goodbye, not because we wanted to, but because holding on was hurting more. The last time I saw him, he hugged me tightly. I wanted to stop time. I wanted to stay there forever. But forever was never meant for us. He said, Take care, Lily. I smiled through my tears and said, I will. And then he walked away. No dramatic ending, no final kiss, just a quiet goodbye. It took time to heal. Some days were harder than others. Some nights felt endless. But slowly, I learned something important. I didn't lose love. I learned what love should never feel like. Not all love stories are meant to last forever. Some are meant to teach us how deeply we can feel. Sometimes the hardest goodbye is not when someone leaves, but when they stay and slowly stop loving you. He didn't leave me suddenly, he left me slowly. Ethan was my love, my lesson, my memory, and even though it ended, it was real. This was not a love story with a happy ending. This was a story of love, promises, and a goodbye I never expected. This was my story. Love, promises, and goodbye. Some love stories are not meant to last forever. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe. More real stories are waiting for you.